Welcome back to Masters Tokyo. I'm standing alongside Fnatic's head coach, Minnie, and you guys just dominated PRX, but it really didn't feel like a complete effort for the entire roster. This may be a hard question, but what do you feel like Durka needs to do in the second map to secure the win? Because it was spotty.
Yeah, it wasn't his best. There was a round specifically with the Raze ult. It's something me and Boast will be going over and over with him, is that like he's ulting too quick. So like when he does the satchel, you saw that round, he went to go ult, instant death. So that can't be happening next map, otherwise it could be a very close one.
I really hope you guys were able to fix those little things and walk away with the dub on map 2. Golden Boy, back to you.
I was taking that interview seriously for a moment, and I didn't realize what was being said.
It's good. I'm glad that Minnie's identifying all of the issues that they had there on that map, and that they're going to be able to clean it up and come out here and have a stronger bind, because it's getting down to the wire.
Yeah, I was concerned there for a minute.
Yeah. That Fnatic team, let me tell you, a couple bumps. Am I right? You know, I'm kidding. Jeez Louise. This has been... okay, so first and foremost, you know, I think it's important to note, right, as we look at the team breakdown and where things landed, obviously the thing that sticks out to you is that, contrary to what you heard in that interview, it was quite the shellacking by Fnatic. That being said, we were starting to see PRX really show why they are able to really catch teams off guard, Clinton, because they were being aggressive, they were being proactive. It just came too little too late.
Yeah, once they get a little bit of confidence, it's fine, but it's just the beginning of this was just too powerful. I mean, the start was so hot for everybody on Fnatic.
And the retakes are out of this world from Fnatic.
They were brilliant, dude. This is just straight up brilliant stuff. I mean, the way that they were utilizing their utility, you know, the patience to play at the back of, you know, waiting out the attacks from PRX. That's one thing a lot of teams don't want to do, is fight toe-to-toe with PRX, because you kind of can't sometimes, because of players like Jing and Forsaken, who are just so individually talented.
True.
It's hard to diff them in 1v1s, even with players as good as Durka, Chronicle, Leo. But these guys were doing it anyway, so it's huge.
Yeah. And I think also, and something to note as well, is Jing, right, Seth? Like, he did have, I mean, just look at the turnaround that he had from the first half to the second half. Give me that Jing every time.
Yeah. ACS in the second
and this is across 6 rounds only, obviously. So, you know, there's going to be some inflation in that regard, but also the numbers he was able to put up were just incredible. So the turnaround that he was able to get going into that defending side, where it's worth noting, oddly enough, this was a bit of a defender-sided map in Pacific, you know, for the most part. So a little bit team dependent, but even for PRX, that's a side that a lot of the Pacific teams were finding the most successful on, and you can kind of see that there where they started getting their groove once they had swapped sides, but it was still very much the Jing show. There was still so much lacking from the rest of the team, and Jing picking up 3, 4Ks, etc. was what really started racking up those rounds for them.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been a donut shop, you know? I mean, they would have been open up a bakery over on the corner of the street there with the way that PRX were playing.
I mean, Japan is well known for its bakery, so if you're going to do it anywhere, here it's not a bad place. But look, it's...
I prefer they don't.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Play the video game instead.
Yeah. that would be appreciated. But look, I mean, I think the thing to take away from this is they didn't give up. They still tried to, you know, on that second half, they won the bonus. They came through, stringing together some rounds. So I would say, like, you know, I always make this joke in Pacific. It's the Mobius strip of W gaming, right? Where sometimes it's just really brilliant. Other times you're like, what are they doing? And leave you scratching your head. Maybe we're on the other side of the Mobius strip from that start. Maybe they have figured things out. Maybe they're going to be able to bounce back, use that slight momentum they had. Because this is a team that doesn't get mentally frazzled, right?
Yeah.
They went down 2 maps to nothing to DRX in the Pacific Grand Finals, and then strang 3 maps in a row to beat them. So these guys have the mental fortitude to do it.
The first and only reverse sweep that's happened here outside of, you know, the Game Changers events and whatnot. So, yeah, they need to be able to turn it around, but this is still a cause for concern. They're going for bind. That might be puzzling to some people who watch Fnatic absolutely body the ever-loving hell out of energy, because that was a 13-4 victory
Let's explain
for Fnatic.
why. Let's explain why PRX would go for bind.
Because CGRS plays Gecko, and Gecko good on bind. That is basically it. That's the logic.
PRX good on bind. PRX also good on bind.
They are, but Gecko, we've seen the most and probably the best implementation of Gecko on bind in particular as a map. We saw, you know, Lotus, you can get away with a couple different things. The Wingman in particular is good. You've got decent util to try to clear out a lot of these sites and whatnot. But bind in particular is where we have been seeing the most success for it in Pacific, where PRX have been running it, you know, as well as T1. And I think that they just said, okay, we're going to go there because that's where it looked good. That's where we saw CGRS put up a strong performance versus DRX. They feel like that's probably their best map right now. So.
Well, yeah, well, let's actually go ahead and get some words from Coach Alex as he caught up with Doug a little bit while ago about map number 2. Let's check it out.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Coach, Fnatic doesn't lose Lotus very often. They're absolutely incredible at it. You found yourself down 12-0 at half. What do you say to the team at that point? Is it GG go next, or what were you trying to say? What were comms like in between maps?
In between maps or in between the half?
Well, I mean, let's go with in between maps.
Yeah. So in between the half, basically, I think we just try and not get shoved 13-0. You know, we try to keep the moonlight because there's nothing you can do when you get like boom that way. That was an impressive half from Fnatic. Like props to them. It was incredible to play against. Probably should have started defense. Yep. We just try to keep comms light, and it's the same thing for now. After the map, we're just making sure that everyone is okay. You know, we just wanted to get our momentum going, and I think we did a little bit at the end of the map. So I think we should see a better map 2 from us, hopefully.
Yeah, Jing played exceptional. Hopefully you guys were able to continue that. Best of luck to you, Golden Boy. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Doug, for that. And actually a few things from there. Coach Alex saying probably should have picked defense. Why? Because you saw what they were able to do with their defense. Very effective, aggressive, and in-your-face gameplay. And also, it allowed Jing to be proactive. That could have been a confidence boost for them. And to Seth's point earlier, maybe this bind is that confidence boost that this PRX team needs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it can be. I mean,
yeah,
look, I never count
them out.
No, I never count this team out ever in any event because of how wild they can get and how impressive individually they really are. And they do combo well. And I also really want to highlight Forsaken's Harbor on this map. I really like the way he plays it. It's very different than a lot of players. You're going to see a lot of high tides that most people don't do. He'll do weird stuff like just cut off elbow. And like because he's trying to isolate players. A lot of times what PRX wants to do is they want to set up themselves for these, you know, one-on-one, 1v2 fights that they know they can win. So he's going to use the cascades and things like that. He'll know there's like 3 people coming. He'll throw a cascade in the middle of the 3 players to isolate one player, get the kill, and then back off. Things like that not many other Harbors do.
Yeah, very difficult to be able to do that. So to have that kind of precision is nuts. Of course, you see the Prime Gaming agents select their Geckos back in rotation again. Seth, your thoughts real fast.
I mean, completely unsurprising that they're going to be running that. But just another point here. If this is the first time you're watching Forsaken's Harbor, be sure to watch the mini-map a lot. It's going to help because they really like to segment the map, segment the sites, so they can go for those picks.
And it's different than most teams.
Yes.
Well, let's see how this pans out for PRX, but of course Fnatic are looking to shut this down 2-0. We're going to send it right back over to Pansy and HyperX for the call.
Yeah, the crowd's seemingly in good spirits. Probably not so many PRX fans, I guess, here after map 1. Maybe they've taken a little bit of fresh air. Well, I'm not saying they have or they haven't. I'm just saying the fans look in good spirits. It was just, you know, it was a good map for VALORANT,
regardless.
Really?
Yeah, you enjoy games like that.
Oh, yeah, you love them, unless you're playing them. However, map 2, hopefully, is a little bit closer here. I do want to have a competitive affair between these two. I don't want to see this being a massive blowout, but even just the caliber we saw from Fnatic on map 1 has me worried. However, this is the best opportunity for PRX, right? This is the map they chose. This is meant to be the one that they feel safest coming into.
Quirky comp as well. Fnatic aren't necessarily going to be well-versed in dealing with these sorts of things. So, again, actually, we're testing the preparation factor. And something to note for the second half, I'm actually a little surprised to see Fnatic stick to the cypher pick here. Looking to still execute the same game plan as previously. But hold that thought for a moment. PRX take a lot of space away from Fnatic here. Force them the rotation towards Fountain. Say whether or not actually Forsaken was going to hold an active angle here, because there's a big gap between him and Jing right now.
If they get the timing right, Forsaken can say nothing about this. They've kind of herded them into the site that really Fnatic seem pretty comfortable with here. Yeah, so Plant should be coming in the next couple of seconds. Durka is joined by one of those got Chronicle by his side. Forsaken flies in. Great trade as well for Jing, but again, it's a brawl, right? So it's just who comes out on top in the trades, and it's Fnatic. Boaster puts his body on the line, and the Plant gets held off for a second. They had to back up that fight.
Alpha has to find something from Long here. Boaster and Leo isolated right now, separated, but Boaster's still nice and healthy. Divine Mind Freak untouched as of yet.
This is tense. It does have to be kind of in the hands of Boaster a little bit here.
Yeah, now it does, yeah. It's going to swap out to the Ghost, so an opportunity to potentially find a pick here, but Alpha creeping back into Hookah. Yeah.
I like that from Alpha. But Divisive, just missed that window. Did he catch enough of a glimpse, or maybe consider it? Flash there for Leo. Good flash. Boaster can't quite close the kill until then. Good trade. Better follow-up Mind Freak making it all possible now in the 1v1. 6 second offer! Come on, give him a chance.
What a way to start things off. You can see the reposition from how Devi's playing that, from how Mind Freak is playing it. They had no idea where Alpha had slipped through to. Expecting a flank through from Spawn.
Last player standing. One enemy
Heartbreaking as well, because Mind Freak's in a committed position here. Alpha at 33 though. Crucial headshot to hit.
Squeaky bum time on that.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, because he's got to make the drop out. He has to reveal his position as well.
Uncomfy by all accounts, but what an aggressive start from HyperX as well, flooding through over towards A. That was audacious from them. Fnatic now will have to maybe keep that in mind, right? So, okay, we've got to temper ourselves a little bit, sitting super deep here. Boaster all the way back by Xiao, just in case you got them sat very, very patiently.
It's a Forsaken wall, if ever I've seen one, by the way.
It's curious. How does it make you feel?
Just throw it out.
It's like a Rorschach test. Just what do you see? What I see, though, is a stack, Mike. We've got 4 players here. How far does Fnatic get before they maybe identify this?
I think actually plenty of utility to work with here. Fnatic very cautious on approach here with Devi. Spotted. To peel away from this though. I think now Fnatic should figure out that there's plenty of bodies here.
Yep. Scramble time. Fnatic stand and fight. They've got rifles. They haven't got too much to be worried about here. Dealt with the brunt of it. Devi, what's he got? Oh, only a classic. I was maybe hoping it was maybe a frenzy or
yeah, he was
or
noted,
something.
but didn't actually swing when all that pressure comes through from the other HyperX players.
30 seconds left.
Scurried away. Okay, Mind Freak though. Oh.
That was an 80 face.
Oh. Is there any chance? Oh, and he's seen him as well. Nice shot from Mind Freak, but yeah, position noted. 3 still standing. Should be able to get the rifle in the hands of Alpha potentially, just in case. Yeah, that's a Bulldog. Is there another Vandal? Did that already get collected potentially? I mean, a little bit dangerous. Stack worked out, I guess. If you're HyperX in that regard, you're happy enough. You got to draw some blood there. But the buyback in this bonus isn't going to be particularly weak from Fnatic, regardless. This is still fine.
No. Let's see if Leo's just going to play this through. Maybe stack up with somebody and hope for an upgrade at some point in the round. Actually, now going to get rifles across the board here, so it's only Boaster's Bulldog. I guess the chink in the armor here of the inventory for Fnatic.
It's just the pace in which HyperX are trying to take space on this map. It's done so early. I mean, you can backfill it. Yes, I guess it'll cost you some of that utility to re-clear, but at this point, first real contact is, I guess, made here. Yes, there was a little bit of a scrap towards long, but it wasn't particularly committed behind. That's been dealt with. All this happened. Still looking at the likes of Chronicle sat towards that A site. Creeping a bit closer here. They felt a lot of pressure towards B now.
And we look at the trade-off though. It's a spy cam for the Trailblazers to come out. Both flashes used by Devi. Now got one back online, but Fnatic have burnt up so much utility from HyperX, seemingly for free. So now have tons at their disposal and a huge advantage in terms of this A site here. Good molly to slow things down though, yeah.
That's very nice. Should allow another player to get over in a rotation. That's going to be Jing probably. Nice from Forsaken. Isolating Boast here, and that does remove the smoke, so some of that safety is going to be taken away from them.
30 seconds.
Oh, that advantage now has passed. HyperX able to stall this out effectively, Lauren.
Do they take a TP? Do they just... What's the plan now from Fnatic? You've got 20 seconds, no safety. You need fight, you need something going your way, and you don't have a great deal. So they're going to send Chronicle digging deeper, and that's what you get! 13 seconds though, and the site's not safe. The swing, he wants to try and deny that plant! He can't do it. Plant's in now. 3v3 post-plant.
Alpha, I don't think he's noted as of yet, but has to try and find something behind the smoke here. Swings onto it, finds it first. Forsaken will trade, though.
Big work from Forsaken this round. Tap on the spike as well, trying to draw out Durka, but does he respond? I think that's enough of a check now. Leo closing the gap as well. Forsaken! Oh! As soon as you think there's a little bit of hope, Durka rips it away from them. 8 HP, all he's left on, and that's enough for Fnatic to make it up to 3.
The bonus converted. May as well call it the full buy with what they brought into this.
Yeah.
Heroics from Forsaken, and beautiful stall here, but there's just a moment where Fnatic are stacked up and they're ready to go hyper aggressive. Chronicle on the smoke finds 2.
Whoa!
And a 3-0 lead now.
Not what you wanted to see if you're a PRX fan. Trying to play this aggressive, in-your-face game style is going to get harder and harder as that score just gets further and further away from you. See if they can keep it up, though. Still got the rifle out on CGRS, but the rest left wanting. This time, not quite as proactive, not quite as in their face. You can see them already trying to clear down towards Fountain, seeing nothing. This could allow a little bit more room to have Forsaken lean back towards A.
Yeah, eyes on Jing as well. Stinger in hand, one off the showstopper. Plenty of utility to potentially find a cheeky kill off the plant, maybe off the spike being tapped, but Chronicle just charging on through.
Yep, Pain Shell to follow, and bye-bye Mind Freak. It's going to be a clean take so far. There's the threat. There it goes. You saw it on the X-ray. Jing taken out in a second. The rifle now revealed as well. CGRS will note that. Seeker's going to be sent.
Right there.
Let's see where these players are waiting. Forsaken now in trouble. Has to get out of there. You work off that flash? Not really. Fnatic sitting here playing this post plant.
Yeah, Molly goes up as well. It's going to come down nice and early. I should deal with the wingman trying to find this, but actually CGRS has found a kill.
Might try a little bit more. Forsaken. Going to be noted on that. And Boaster. Comfortable. Yeah, that looked chaotic for a second, but again, you got to keep in mind Boaster was still alive, had the ult, had the molly. Time to be purchased here. If you get a plant from this side for Fnatic, you've got a lot of kit to run through there.
Yeah, I was going to say, it might seem like an overinvestment for the orbital strike as well when the molly's already sent down, but Durka 2 off the showstopper, they have another massive ultimate. Another round shot. Beautiful shot from Chronicle. Like I said, this is potentially as well Jing actually finding the showstopper from a play like that.
Right here.
There.
Ultimates are plenty for PRX now. They're just missing the Seekers. But walking the tightrope in terms of the finances.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Did you pick a skins this tournament?
I did actually, yeah.
You did?
I wasn't going to mention.
Okay. I want to see what skins he's rocking this time. If it's just the glitch pop again, then I think he's just gone back to what he normally does. So it's lying to me, but, well, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. It's because we've got these... Whoa, bloody hell, Forsaken. That was a very dangerous
I think that was the step on the decay as well.
It must have been, because he got taken down very low.
Yeah.
Whoa. But it's the patience coming out from Fnatic now. They're having to kind of match this. Oh dear.
Just so crispy today.
Yep, he's looking good. CGRS though will get played in. Gets the hell out of there too. Doesn't want to stick around too long.
A very early reckoning.
Wait, look at this push! Jing's down there, sends it from a mile away. Chronicle's caught. This is the first big player advantage that they've had in some time. 35 seconds, Fnatic. They're back to the wall here. Mind Freak going to be forced out of position, has to fall away. Looks like the molly went in though.
Given it's deep, it's not necessarily going to stop safe passage to site. Mind Freak has found Alpha though.
It's on Durka and Leo to try and keep this hand. First big chance for PRX. Get themselves on the board. Nothing more to be done for Durka. Looking dangerous, yes, but Leo's caught. But he can't get away. PRX finally carve around into the scoreboard here. And 4-1.
Massive investment though. What, they had 4 ultimates here and 3 of them are burnt up. PRX desperate to just stop the momentum of Fnatic early on here. I was talking about questioning over-investment previously. Now Fnatic in a position where they have the pit, the showstopper, neural theft
Seconds left.
available as well. Potentially a mid-round audible.
One enemy remaining.
Find a kill. Durka, I think, just, yeah, not expecting something to be drifting out. The pipe's so deep there. Yeah, only the orbital strike available for Mind Freak. Durka straight off here with the showstopper though.
Oh!
Missed attack from the spike and the information from Alpha.
It's so good! And the pace change is nuts. Just complete gear shift here. They've been respecting PRX till now. And Booster strides in, kicks down the doors, takes down Jing, takes down Mind Freak. And the site's all theirs. What is Divine meant to do? Oh, pops the Seekers. That seems...
Futile.
Yeah. Okay, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. Give it a go. But let's kind of roll back to what we saw in this round. All these kind of starts, they've been respecting the aggression from PRX, right? This time, almost just...
This is beautiful though, because a couple of times PRX are here to try and deal with this spy cam. They come forward to shoot it, but Alpha actually gets a tag, notes a player, and Durka is in position to burst immediately. That early conditioning. HyperX are desperate to take away some of the tools from Fnatic in the early round. This time they punished them for it. They bait them in.
See, I do have to give credit in these sort of moments because, as you said, those sort of things can come out for, you know, a timeout with a coach, but just coming up with that on the fly, again, just kind of noting it and working around it, really nice to be seeing. Now, 5-1, this puts the pressure back on PRX. Can they halt this progression from Fnatic?
Forsaken's position. Look where Chronicle's got to. I was going to say, yeah. I looked at the minimap for a second. Chronicle just walked straight up short here. Maybe trying to catch somebody off guard.
Well, the pendulum swings on the other side of the map, though. Durka. So look towards CT. There is a player in towards elbow. That's going to be Devi. Devi seems very aware of this. And now Durka's dead. Lovely combination work there. Isolating one. It's laboured. Boaster outdoes CGRS and Leo said to try and follow up, but now down to the 1v3. This is a tall task for Alpha, but he's the Wonder Kid for a reason. Bring it down to the 1v1. He's got the spike, he's got a plot, and he has room.
He's got a camera as well. They can post this up and can play a very safe position now. Forsaken only just making it towards spawn.
I must wait a moment.
He's creeping closer. Does Forsaken turn? Alpha backs away. Running around each other now, Forsaken paranoid. Just the tap on the spike and Alpha gets closer. 2 kills already, needs the third. Drawn in! Oh, the shorty! Seals it, signs it, delivers it. Fnatic move forward on 6 with a Red Bull clutch that they're going to remember.
Absolutely beautiful stuff from Alpha. Forsaken, a moment's hesitation there not to find the first half. See Alpha actually considering that.
One enemy remaining.
That a disgusting second shot. The worst thing is Alpha's closed the gap here, gets inside the cove with a shorty.
This was one of the maps that always stood out to us with Alpha originally as well. Like rolling back to when we first started to see glimpses of him, when Fnatic first looked to pick him up, this was one of the big highlights that stood out to us. Great to see that diligence still there. And it's just nuts watching this team work. As you said, it could be any of them. It genuinely could be any of them. Currently, Poster's top fragging. If you missed that, just a heads up. He's the one leading on 8-5. Had a really big bailout round just not too long ago, pushing deeper towards CT there. But it's timeout from PRX, right? This was meant to be the map that they found the most comfort on when they were in the veto. And I mean, they've tried to dictate the pace, right? They've tried to come into this.
We've seen flourishes of what we saw Lotus end with, where PRX are trying to take space away from Fnatic, be decisive, and almost kind of flex out a little bit, posture up, but it's just not amounting to anything here. Fnatic have the read in the mid round. They're able to counter the aggression perfectly, and also waiting out some of these little utility pieces that PRX are basing it around. I don't know if the answer here is to maybe take a little more control on the extremity and hold on to that. But Fnatic pretty much have free roam here.
Yes.
Across the entire map.
Yeah, I haven't seen one, like a singular look that fully deals with what Fnatic have been up to. Jing trying to get aggressive again, just doubling down on this. And while they do this, they've lost territory over towards Hookah. You're going to have Durka taking that space, and they should have the information. Oh dear! Oh dear! And Chronicles caught them on the run. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. Fnatic are in full form. CGRS.
Hang on. His leg's sticking out.
Oh. Well, how much can one man do? Not a great deal. Not a great deal. Empty.
Wasn't CGRS the one that actually got stunned by the Trailblazer?
I think so, yeah.
Well, the fact he's able to get out of the orbital strike. Again, such a reactive piece here.
Beautiful.
Like I said, Fnatic aren't scared to use some of these big ultimates on the anti-ecos just to secure rounds. Shame it only got to 1.
Well, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. So you might as well, have a bit of fun. There we are, rolling it back. And now they have to back away. Well, you pick your poison, don't you? There you go.
Alpha's here to greet the TP on the other side, actually. Got to see some pressure come through from Showers.
Oh, little wingman on the way. Bless him. Oh! Ooh, all right. Oh,
Alpha's like, yeah, I'm trading you.
That was an impressive trade, honestly. Oh dear. Chronicle's just battered Jing, hasn't he? And now he's just walking to the side. Anything to stop him? Actually, yes, there. Forsaken does well to find Chronicle. After he had his eyes drawn by Durka darting across. What do we have now? Smoke's still going to be in place for this. Forsaken doing very well. Exceptionally well, actually, to even make this doable, right? This is a 1v2 now, but look who's still alive. It's Durka and he's on the run. You should be able to get a plant here.
Say with the plant, it'll be one off the showstopper. So you want to see Devi and Mindfreak stacked up here for a trade. Problem being, Devi has an operator. Durka looking to play deep on this. The smoke going to force him back in.
Did he get spotted?
There was no ping.
No. Hold on. Tries to go for the first shot. He has to be almost proactive in this, right? He's committed to this sort of play style. Does Devi even expected the barrel surely shows first? It doesn't matter. Durka so quick
as
with
well.
it. Oh dear, he doesn't want the nade, he wants the rocket! Oh, Fnatic just ripping down PRX. This looks done, Mike.
Played to perfection. They said no hesitation at all. Even I didn't even spot. Actually, gets the paint shell reset as well off that first kill. Devi, unfortunately, the one with the operator has to come forward, take something, and the spacing just not there. 8-1 the scoreline here on Bind. Ultimate's online now for PRX, only missing the orbital strike, but very little for them to work with here. Almost back to stack roulette here, 4 over towards A site.
Yep.
Forsaken left to try and anchor here on the other side.
This is a lot to handle.
PRX dumping everything here, Lauren.
Yeah,
everything.
Including the kitchen sink at this point. There's a lot of pressure on Fnatic, but there has been no kills. There's been no blood drawn at this point. They're still just holding towards long.
The only space they've really taken away is on A short here, with CGRS posted up deep now. Now drifting into a 3-man stack onto B. Fnatic, no damage taken yet.
That's the first, Divide as well. That's not bad. Flash. Mindfreak swings it, gorgeous, lovely. Finally getting a bit of a fight back here. Now a 2v4. Was a 5. They know where these players are, but the spike is down on long. Can they get that back?
I have
Yes,
retrieved the
okay.
spike.
Alpha going on a solo mission. Chronicle off towards Hookah. They've split their forces, PRX. Didn't see it, I think. Chronicle not noting the player. Hearing the jump spot, spots the player. Forsaken should have this cross though. He does. Clean with it. And now Alpha, this gets very difficult and it becomes impossible. Forsaken is putting in serious work here for PRX.
Yes, he really is. Thank God they convert that, because it's a dump of utility and ultimates at the start of this, and it feels like it almost amounts to nothing until Devi finds this kill, then Mindfreak doubles down on it.
I know.
2 on the board now. PRX string anything else together behind this. Only got the pit to work with on the side of Fnatic, so not too many tools available to throw at this to convert.
They're going to hear the jump spot. They're going to get another punish on this. And you can see Durka trying to close the gap. That was the call at the start there. Going to force the hand a little as well. Utility going to slow on the back of the mosh pit. Actually taking space this time, but they have a bit more of a default to lean back to. There's no stone left unturned this round.
It's another 4-man stack towards B this time, but Mindfreak, I guess, with the orbital strike and ability to stall out, buy some time for the rotation to come through if Fnatic try and find the plant there.
They're trying to re-clear, but they're going to be behind the curve. They can send Forsaken over towards A, but it depends on the timing that he gets here. Okay, right about now. Smokes to go up, so we can't really change too much. Let's at least get out towards backside, but Plant going to be tested. Anything to stop it? No, and the pit's going to be invested too, Mike. This is a lot of ults coming on in. Forsaken does find Durka. Plant gets denied. 28 seconds, and Boaster's detained.
It's going to find 2 here. CGRS will fall as well. Fnatic now in a 4v3.
Thought you'd done enough taking down Durka, but Leo's still alive. There's still a chance. Mindfreak, though, has been critical, as has Forsaken. Moves out Mind Freak, but with 11 seconds, can they get the plant down this time around? Fnatic, yes they can. 3-player advantage to the 2. Make it just 1 now. Forsaken struggling here. How do you find these 3? First couple of steps in, managing to navigate past
the bait works for him, actually, with the weapon drop. Decay taking effect, though. Forsaken will fall. Fnatic find their 9th. And this is one where, actually, it doesn't even come down to the orbital strike to stall out. No. PRX are here so early. There's so much pressure on this plant coming through, but Leo digs his heels in on that Lamps hold.
2-9 now. Unable to string that round together. This is when we're in a drought here.
Yeah, round 12, a Stinger comes in, a Sheriff's here, no ultimates available. Staring down the barrel of a 10-2 half. Another demoralizing first half performance.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment. This isn't fun to play if you're PRX, really. I know, they've still got smiles, still trying to keep their heads up, but you've got 2 rounds on your map. This isn't really how you want things to be going, but that's a good start. Isolating Alpha towards the backside of Shower could be great, but you could already see the consideration. This is going to be an A-piece ending. Dirka's already creeping closer. Work with this utility going forward.
Molly invested fairly early, actually. The Cove as well to cut off the sight lines, but it's going to be difficult for PRX to do much once this first wave of utility goes down, to be honest with you. Divide in a key position, finds Boaster. It's now a 5v3, and actually Fnatic don't get the plant yet.
No, Leo was waiting back for a really long time. I'm not sure what he was maybe waiting on, but...
Hoping that Chronicle and Durka will find kills here, potentially.
Maybe. And on the drop, wait, Chronicle found the kill there. Took down, wait, Chronicle found a follow-up! They had so many bodies on the site. But Leo's got the spike here, and he's in so much trouble. Durka needs to try and bail him out. He can't do it in time. There we go. A little bit of relief at the very end there for PRX. Making it to 3. I mean, it's not a complete loss, but it's certainly a very uphill struggle.
Something to cling on to in terms of hope or cope. But we need another big comeback here, similar to map 1 from PRX. Fnatic just in the groove right now. It's such a terrifying rhythm.
Vibing.
One enemy.
Yeah.
Just vibing. I mean, I don't know what you're meant to do against this, and I don't think PRX does either. This is their map choice. They got 3. Yes, it's a little more than they had before, but it's still not much to play with. Fnatic looking fantastic. I don't know what to expect for the second half.
Fnatic are cooking with fire. Even though it's a 9-3 half and maybe some hopefuls will be praying for the 9-3 curse, I would be honest with you, you would just be left in tatters because I don't know how that's going to work out for you there with the way that Fnatic's playing here at Kilios.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to scrape by that final round. Still was looking a little bit close. Chronicle coming up with 2 big ones there to make it look like it was going to end up with that 10-2, but it's still a very dire situation. This is going all the way back over to round 5, however, where PRX were finally able to get themselves on the board. They started things off. They had an overall very nice round to be able to shut down Fnatic. And as we got right into round 6, Fnatic turned it on its head. They said, no, we will not let you build momentum. We will not let you string 2 together. And they just continued on their merry way with massacring PRX.
Yeah, they string together a couple really nice ults there to get the showstopper going. Then Boaster hears Jing's blast pack, just decides, all right, I'm going to push past the smoke. I don't think they're going to expect it. You know, they're probably expecting us to hold back, and he gets 2 huge kills out of it. So it's the confidence here for Fnatic is clearly flowing. Yeah, sure, there's been, great moments from Forsaken, a few from Divide here and there. CGRS seems to be having a good time up there, but right now, certainly, it is an outclassing from Fnatic.
And when you look at those series of rounds, and the reason why we wanted to highlight them is because the amount of effort, and HyperX pointed out immediately, the investment. It was 4 ults that they had invested into that round to win it for PRX. And then on the flip side, Fnatic's like, oh, we'll just push. And they looked so demonic on the approach there. It's quite scary to play against Achilleos.
No, it's absolutely terrifying, but they need to rally back, and it has to start with this pistol.
They need this pistol. Well, let's see if they can get it and send it back over to Pansy and HyperX.
Yes, they do need to start with a pistol, but it will be a long and treacherous journey to try and take this lead away from Fnatic. Now, they do have more than the first map on that first half. but it's still not much.
No, and I want to come back to a point here after the pistol. Potentially here, PRX get on the board. Talking composition once again for Fnatic. Chronicle, lots of bodies outside this, yeah. Wisely going to give it up. Tries to deal with the Trailblazer, not stand up, so it'll be difficult to follow up. He gets 2.
He's backpedaling away. They're all here.
My God.
They're all here. Mind Freak is the last one alive. He thought Chronicle was dead. Look at that smile. Drags them to their grave.
The TP pinch comes through, but like I said, Chronicle,
He's backpedaling away.
They're desperate to follow up on this Trailblazer. Denies the possibility of the stun, then gets 2 kills on top of it, by the way.
Look at this. Oh.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
This guy's very good at the game, isn't he? What's on earth? Well, starts with a pistol. Oh, ahead of the wall. I'm hoping they'd negate the flash a little. Not to be. So we get the test. It's not really a stack, it's 3 players. So we get to see what Dirk can do. He's got Leo by his side. That's one.
Spike down B.
Paint shot.
Nice.
There he goes.
That's good, yeah.
Okay, they've taken down 1. That's a recovered weapon. Oh, that's 2.
Oh,
That's
well,
a bulldog.
Okay, yeah, giving away the bulldog here.
Dirk has got something to do tonight, apparently.
Yeah.
Just
Trying to
busy.
speed run bind here.
I'm pushing long. Huh? Fair enough. So,
Gets spotted.
Oh,
He's in the
that's
iPad, his
strong.
elbow sticks out. That's ridiculous. CGRS down to 14 HP, a Stinger and a Bulldog to work with here, but...
Close is going to spot this. Should be... Oh, the dink as well. Bloody hell. Yeah, Alpha's feeling a bit of pressure there. They're both on this side. He doesn't know that. Yeah, they've crossed through. They still haven't found him. How did he see... How's he found the second there so easily?
You know something we don't. This is brutal. First and second on the board here. You talk about the mountain to climb once again.
It does have to start with a pistol, really. It's just... Okay, so let's say this goes the way it does. You can, like... No, that's cool. There's a bonus round coming in, but they still... The only issue for this quote-unquote bonus is it's 1 Bulldog. It's not
That's
like
the same bonus that they had on Lotus.
Exactly. It's incredibly strong. So it's not like they're really coming in with an issue, and you still feel as though from one of these players on Fnatic, they'll give you a round. So it's like, where does PRX now find any semblance of safety? There isn't much. They're going to go for a little bit of a B piece, it looks like, or at least imply they are.
The utility investment here. It's all very early on.
Haven't made it to the site at all yet. They haven't actually played the Fnatic players either. Dirk has found a little bit of room to watch that cross. CGRS will go down. Leo going to be able to catch the cross.
Oh, my God!
Doing that! Twice now! Twice! It's... Put a fork in it. This one's done. That's
Leo
12.
didn't even blink.
Nah, he knew exactly where he was.
That is ridiculous. It's instantaneous as well, this last shot. I mean, these guys are just different. 12-3 now. PRX will be able to force back in here. Missing a shield for Devi. 2 Bulldogs. Jing with a judge. And they're going towards Alpha setup.
Cool.
It's Alpha and Chronicle to try and hold down the fort here on A site.
Good luck, PRX. This is the one that has to count. Will Fnatic close the series out and make it look easy, comfortable, untested? Chronicle, gun glowing, and for a reason. But PRX adjust now. Some Boaster on the other side, all alone here. Rotations are on the way, but no one said save him yet.
Molly under the window is going to slow things down here.
Oh, there's the savior! Alpha comes around, gets 2 just. So you can see Jing getting towards the site. It's down to 2v2. Jing and Mind Freak up against Chronicle and Durka. Spike is down. They're yet to plant it, and Jing is desperate to try and hold on to this, hold that close territory. 91 HP. The first challenger emerges. Second, he's got him dead. Jing holding on for another round.
Only 2 survived, though, so it's not going to give them any stability, any comfort in terms of the economy here. They're very pacey fake here. They boast almost buys enough time here for a couple of members of Fnatic to swing out spawn, but doesn't come through. I think Durka's maybe a little bit hesitant just because Jing closes out that kill on Boaster.
Okay. Appreciate it. Give me a reason to believe. Give me something. If it's off the back of this player, sure. I'm down for it. Jing, show me what you got. There you go, found the camera. Take that away.
They fake the pinch once again with the Trailblazer here. I mean, Durka and Leo are ready to collapse. I guess kept in position now because Leo did note somebody deep on Fountain with that first flash. Will on the second as well.
Slow creep back around towards A. Once again, Chronicle and Alpha tested. First contact made. Jing lucky to be standing after that. An opportunity there. Passes. And the site now going to be flooded. Jing, lovely work towards Chronicle. He's opened up a chance as Alpha slips a little deeper. The other position as the plant comes in, but the time is on PRX's side. But this post plant, what do they have for it? You can see Alpha getting so close, gets checked on. Fantastic work. PRX finally stabilizing a little here. And Jing takes away Leo from this. And Boaster with that judge ain't going to find much value on the playback here.
No. Shouldn't be given a kill. I'm going to potentially swap out here to one of these weapons close by. I said it wasn't clean on the previous here. 5 standing is massive for PRX. In terms of the comeback, they have to get in motion early on. Ability to gain a buy-in hand behind this. And some ultimates starting to come online as well. Forsaken 1 away from the Reckoning. Mind Freak 2 off the orbital strike. 1 for the Seekers. CGRS and Jing already have theirs available. You've got to say PRX with an advantage here, at least in the next, what, 2 to 3 rounds potentially.
Yes.
They can be frugal in approach.
And Jing is starting to find a bit more value here. He was critical to them actually, almost making the scoreline not look atrocious in that one. If he keeps doing that now, joined by maybe Forsaken, those two could really get going. For now though, still a buy, still enough of a buy that you have to pay attention here for Fnatic. It's not perfect by any means. A couple of gaps here and there. Been an adjustment made. The third player pulled over towards A and a proactive start towards Shower, but the response is good here from PRX. Try and take that space. Nice slow down though. They're just going to go through it, disrespecting that utility. Careful, Jing! Flung back in. Posts the ult, almost caught on the cross, but not.
It's only the Cove that saves him there, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I just heard it break as he was spamming. Trying to bait in.
He detained both of them.
Oh, wait, he got Leo as well? Oh, dear. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Okay, good. Nice work between Forsaken, CGRS. Wasn't bad. I was a little worried that Leo would have had them pretty much dead to rights there if they tried to chase down Boaster.
They just can't split up quick enough.
Yep.
Problem being, I said they needed to be frugal. Massive investment to get that one on the board. Still a 6-round gap. And now Fnatic actually take the upper hand on a light shield purchase, but rifles across the board and 3 ultimates to work with. See if Chronicle actually going to shut down Showers immediately here with the pit. He will.
Okay. Allows a little bit more. I don't even say less pressure on Alpha. It's a lot of pressure on Alpha anyway. He's got the whole team coming towards him here. All that utility invested. No plan to be seen just yet. Toying with it now. And Fnatic's still holding their ground here, and Jing is a little too ahead of himself.
Yeah.
That's a mistake to be made, and now wants to be punished. Good trade from CGRS though. As Chronicle going to finally show his hand. Alpha swings out as well. But it's down to the 2v2, and there's still no plant.
And Durka's got showstoppers, so he can deny it even further. Boaster with 1 smoke available here.
Paint shot, heard that scent. Is this a TP? Do they take it? No. Not yet, at least.
Mind Freak has the molly and 1 off the orbital strike, but Durka's anticipating a rotation potentially. So yeah, he can't deny this now. PRX set up for success now with the molly and the orbital strike available.
Mindfreak needs to play carefully though. He has to play his life, right? Like, he got...
She's preemptively.
Okay. That's not what I expected here. There's the showstopper. Does it find anyone? No. Forces them out into the open though. Durka on 56 can't connect the shot. And now it's on Boaster in the 1v2 to close down the account. Now he's only going to get one. PRX making it up to 7 now. Got a game on our hands here.
That gap getting smaller and smaller. Whilst I was questioning the investment for PRX, actually Fnatic now burn up everything. 2 off the orbital strike, 3 from the Seekers. They will actually call a timeout here. Maybe try and take stock, slow things down just a little bit. I'll take this chance to talk about the composition again. I'm surprised, obviously, with what you expect PRX to pull out here. Initially, this Cypher application for Fnatic was tailor-made towards some of the Viper compositions to deny that kind of mid-round flexibility. But what do you expect from PRX? It's all about the early round. It's all about the burst. It's all about chaos. All these words we attribute their playstyle to. And even here, perfect example in this round. There's 5 stacked up on shore. These kill trips don't really amount to anything because Alpha's under so much pressure, he actually can't slow things down. Again, with other bits of utility that are going to clear things out. Jing's on the raise. Divide's obviously got the Trailblazer. There's multiple tools here to remove that utility. And also, you never really want to see your Cypher get full exec on anyway.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit unfair almost at times, but...
That's why I'm surprised we haven't seen PRX favour a site a little bit more, to be honest with you.
It seemed, I mean, it's given them a couple of good opportunities, right? We've seen those chances there. Very characterized in the last. This time, though, leaning back towards B. So they haven't committed to it fully just yet, but we'll see how the start goes.
To take nothing away from... Chronicle and Alpha are playing fantastically on the defensive side. That's not to take anything away from them individually at all.
No, if we're just talking composition kind of outdos, you know, it is very hard to play that Cypher when you are up against 5. Now, the switch outs come in here, and Chronicle's gone over towards Fuka this time. Going to take first contact on the back of that dog and slips away deeper towards the site.
Progress towards long as well. Lots of utility invested here. Paint Shell might catch, but Boaster actually finds a kill. Oh. Gets the orbital strike off that as well.
This could be massive. When does he commit to it? Maybe off the back of this
info?
Stun? Nothing. It's just going to drive, and it's going to work very well for Chronicle. Capitalizes. And now a 4v1. Defy with it all to do. Insurmountable odds against him now. And he can't get across the line. Fnatic look formidable here, making PRX look irrelevant to the outcome. This felt like a good attempt from PRX to bring a closer game in that second half, but the damage was done on that first half and on map 1.
Yeah, I feel like PRX are just totally suffocated, silenced almost by the approach here from Fnatic. The amount of control you see in some of these rounds, and players like Forsaken and Jing made to feel or look passive because there's so few options. Yeah.
So first map finishing at 13-5, 13-7 here in the second. Good try from PRX, but I think we've all noted it. Those who watch EMEA aware of it. The Fnatic of past times is long gone now. This new roster is the full package. The upgrades were perfect, the selections were great. We saw it kind of first really showing that validity over, obviously, a lock-in. Followed up here, that form has really not dipped. And
this is a playstyle we haven't seen Fnatic have to employ in the region. We were talking about them potentially coasting, not having to dig too deep in the playbook. This was a masterclass of preparation and adjustment, especially on Lotus. Again, to make PRX look that bad, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And completely mitigate all that aggression that we know they like to rely heavily on. Was beautiful to watch.
It's very impressive. Again, I think some of us were left with a couple of questions coming out of that regular season. That little dip at the end up against Liquid definitely caught our eyes, seeing maybe there is a weakness there.
They've embraced it, though.
Yeah.
They've embraced it, and they said that from literally the moment that final round ended. they've embraced that, and I think that's already been demonstrated here in Tokyo, Lauren.
I completely agree. And there were two ways they came out of that. It was either going to be they rebuild, they get stronger, and they look even better, which is, I think, what we've come out with, or there would have been doubts, there would have been potential weaknesses, they could have been exploited. That wasn't the case at all. They truly started to come together as that deep run team, that team that should be in a finals now. And I think we all recognize that they are currently the most stable team here. They have proven the best.
Sure.
Yes, we have underdog stories coming in. Yes, there's a couple of upset teams. But Fnatic look the best by a country mile.
Yeah, EG on a tear for sure, but you look at NRG coming in, and then the #1 seed from Pacific, and you look at these score lines and how well handled, how well composed they are, and the comfort, their ability to execute their own game plan. And I hate coming back to that phrase again, but this is a really good example of that.
It's very nice to see a team this capable right now. We've seen a lot of issues with other teams across various regions, either not quite finding that same synergy with the rosters, not quite finding that same capability to transfer here. I mean, Loud was meant to be the big team to watch in my mind, right? Joined by Fnatic. How did they look when they got here? Well, Loud aren't here anymore, but Fnatic are, and Fnatic are looking incredible. I can't wait to see how far they go in this, and who their first challenger will be. Really,
we get Fnatic EG. That is a banger matchup with the form both of these teams are in right now. That one is so highly anticipated.
I can't wait.
Flavor of the month.
Yeah, absolutely. What an absolute treat is on the horizon there. I can't wait for that one. But what we have now is Fnatic in the best form that we have ever seen them.
Fnatic close out a spectacular showing for themselves at 2-0. You see Boaster signing in the crowd, of course. Actually, not even signing things. He's giving away the official Boaster. No, it's the Boaster stickers. There's a highly coveted, valuable items that are being given to the people in the crowd right now. He's got a new one for every event. I have one, and it's basically worth like millions of dollars.
I sold mine on eBay
I don't have
ages ago.
Terrible friend, and I will be sure to report you to the chief of police, aka Yinzi. Now that being said, though, guys, I mean, that was just a wild showing from Fnatic. Like, yes, we knew PRX was going to be obviously playing, you know, from a deficit, but to just see the way the Fnatic went in there with such composure, such grace, and just eliminated PRX's hopes and dreams was really crazy to watch.
Yeah, I mean, there was no reason for them to not be composed, especially after the start that they had over on Lotus with that very clean closeout in the end. You know, 13-5, they go in. PRX like a little bit better year on Bind. We're able to actually find, you know, round wins in both sides of the halves here, but still at 13-7. But Chronicle at the end of it all, good lord, what a performance from this guy on the Viper. Just such impact time and time again. And going into the second half where it's 9-3, he puts his foot down and says, yeah, no, there's no such thing as curses. They come swiveling out. And this round was pretty much just a microcosm of the entire series overall. It's just, this is basically how it goes. PRX, they might get like one pick, they might get one round. But then, you know, you have a step up from Chronicle, and then they manage to get 4 or 5 in a row, etc.
And one of the biggest problems here for PRX on Bind, actually, they didn't play that bad when you kind of start really digging deep into it. The problem is they couldn't get into gun rounds. When it came to gun rounds, it was Fnatic, 7 of them, 6 for PRX. So that when it came to like even strength fights, PRX was actually doing pretty okay.
Yeah.
But the problem is they couldn't get there. They were losing pistols. They were dropping all these other rounds in between. So the ecos were really hurting them. They weren't able to kind of piece together some of those clutches as well. Those were all going the way of Fnatic. So at the end of the day, right now, with this current iteration, the Fnatic team is definitely better, and Hypox said it best, right? They're better at just about everything.
Yeah, and they're also just great at getting us amazing clips, kind of like our Verizon high-speed moment of the game. See how I did that? And it's Alphayer, and he just, I mean, we saw this and instantly knew, like, the boy's just there to take faces, and then on top of that goes to win the round as well. Achilleos, just the confidence that Alphayer has to be able to take these fights and do so with precision has really been awesome throughout the series.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who, you know, maybe a little bit quieter in the regular season, but still obviously impact bound, then moved into the playoffs with the NBA, and then really just started stepping up and finding so much value and was just fracking out of control. And yeah, it's another situation with Fnatic where it's like EG. Every single player at any given moment can be the one that goes off. You don't know which one it is. And yeah,
it's scary.
It's Alpha, it's Chronicle, then it's Durka. I mean, especially in the first map with the stats that he was putting up.
Yeah.
This is a terrifying team, and that's also without mentioning, you know, the likes of Leo and even Boaster, who does frag out as that IGL, as the puppet master that guides them all around and helps set up for these round wins. Even he is able to get involved, as we saw very much so in Bind.
Yeah, well, there was your Verizon high-speed moment of the match, and that takes us to our Verizon post-match interview. And guess what? It's actually with Alphayer as well. We have Doug standing by. What you got for us, Doug?
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Alphayer, another dominant win. I'm running out of adjectives, right? It's complete, it's a masterclass, it's dominant, it's whatever you want to call it. You guys are good. What was it that made that series against PRX so easy looking?
I think we prepared I think we prepared themselves like very good. Like we played with them like in the past, and they're exactly playing like same. They are just pushing, and if you can hold against PRX, you win. And if your aim is good, we win easy.
And you did both of those. You held against PRX, and your aim was good against PRX. This is a Fnatic that we're seeing be the best at really everything we've seen. The aiming is incredible. Boaster's been calling a phenomenal game. All of the pieces are working together. Is this the best Fnatic we've ever seen?
Like I can say yes, because on team, everyone is the best there in the role. And we are just working too much. And yeah, maybe we can do better on LA, but we are also good right now.
You guys are incredible. Last question I have for you. You're going up against Evil Geniuses next in the upper finals. Yeah. They've been taking everyone by storm. They are undefeated. They haven't dropped a map. Talk to me about that matchup.
Like, Evil Genius didn't lose yet.
but we have much more experience against NA teams. I think like they are good team. Also, we are good team. Yeah, we will see tomorrow. We are not a liquid.
You heard it from the man himself. They're not liquid. Tomorrow should be a banger. GB, close out the show, baby.
I love that, man. Alfir with the confidence. Hey, yo, we ain't liquid. just let him know what's really good. But you know what, though? I think like something that Alfir really pointed out there, all those players, best in the world right now, and they're putting in the work, and even with that work, they still want more.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You got that one trophy. Chronicle now has historically two, again, but get the rest of the team that second trophy. Get Chronicle to a third one. Win a Masters event because, yeah, Lockdown, obviously much different formula and setup as a tournament structure.
Lock in.
This is, yeah, like this one here.
Lock in, not lock down. He said lockdown.
Did I say lockdown? Oh, sorry.
Those Killjoy ults, they'll get you.
Killjoy's
really
got me.
Yeah.
But they had that lockdown. They had that tournament lockdown. They got the trophy in their back pocket. Now they want to add another one because they also want one that maybe British Airways won't break on the way home.
Wow.
But so they want to get this one. They want to make sure it's nicely wrapped
Well,
up. And,
we know who's not sponsoring us now, Seth.
Yeah, way to go.
Sorry, I shouldn't have named them.
Kidding. It doesn't matter. What does matter, though, is that what we saw today and also how the players have really been responded to by the fans here. It's clear they're going on that stage and playing with a lot of passion, whether it's Fnatic, whether it's also Evil Geniuses. Actually takes us over to the superhuman reflexes that we saw in our HyperX reflex moment of the day, because we're talking about Boostio and his jumping headshot in match number 1. I just really like this play because it just shows the fearlessness of Boostio in these instances.
Yeah, I mean, Paperthin's talking about them disrespecting util. This is just disrespecting the other players.
Positioning. This is disrespecting positioning.
He's getting shot at on the flank, and he's just like, no, I'm going to kill that guy behind that box.
And it's his only really hope of coming out of that situation with anything, really. So it's smart decision making. Like, a lot of players might kind of stall and be like, oh, wait, okay, wait, I got to rethink this. This isn't good. Yeah. And he's like, well, I'm going to make the best of a bad situation and just run him down. And Boostio was out of his mind today. He played just so phenomenal all day today. Again, EG looking great, Fnatic looking great. Alfir talked about in their matchup coming up that, hey, we've got, more experience.
Yes,
we're going to be better.
True.
But EG's been defying those odds the whole time, right? They've been beating teams that have way more experience than them.
I mean, I bought into that narrative versus TL as they come in here with the champion, as the EMEA champions. They have all that veterancy. They have people who have won trophies before, but EG managed to deal with them.
Yeah, and that is the reason why we are going to get ourselves a banger of an upper final matchup. It is going to be Fnatic taking on Evil Geniuses, but then as we take a gander at the lower bracket, Team Liquid versus NRG, and then PRX going up against Edward Gaming. Paperthin, there are a lot of great matches here. A few catch my attention. Curious to see which one you're excited for.
I'm definitely, obviously a little bit biased, but looking forward to EDG PRX. I mean, this EDG team really, we have to take our moments when we get them. Okay, GB?
I'm sorry, puppy.
Give us one time. Okay?
I'm sorry.
But really looking forward to seeing just like EDG, can they keep the engine churning here? Can they continue down this path that seems destined for maybe one of those, runs that we saw last year with PRX, with Zeta Division, where they had these hot streaks where they're able to get through. Who knows what that's going to mean for the future for them, but right now they're playing great. Can they continue on defeating PRX?
There's not really a map out there that EDG won't really be happy to play PRX on. They're going to, no matter where they go, they say, oh, you guys wanted the bind? We're happy with the bind. Maybe they just banned it away from them, but we've seen them playing Lotus. We've seen them put up strong performances there, Fracture, etc. They're good all over the place. So without something, this is a really rough spot for the side of PRX, who would love to have that 2-0 record at the end of the day over EDG, because they did beat them back at Champions Tour. So I'm sure that Edward Gaming also want revenge for that, but a classic battle between NA and EU. I kind of have to go for that one. Energy versus TL. I'm hoping that one slaps. Redgar versus Finesse. That's going to be a banger.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And the good news is you're not going to have to wait that long, because if I'm correct, much as tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Look at that there. I mean, time is a construct that I have no concept of. But the good news is that you don't have to wait that long. Plenty more matches coming at you tomorrow. Plenty more Valorant action right here in Chiba. It has been an incredible experience across the board. 2 dominating performances for America's teams as well as EMEA teams. I have no idea where the chips are going to fall in this tournament, but I'm so excited to find out. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place right here. Catch you then. Teams from different parts of the world who faced similar adversity this season, but despite it all, managed to persevere. No one gave them the time of day, but now this day belongs to them. Evil Geniuses, Team Liquid, let's get it on.
Not shying away from the fight, is he? Takes it straight to tower and regains control of this one. Left up to Nats and low enough that a single bullet will do it. There's another bonus round for you. Talking about fours, but he wants to refight. This does get a second one before it's traded, but the fight's just been won out anyway. He knows where he is, and that is just precise. It's surgical, man. Onto the spike, it's a tap, damage done, gets him off of it, he knows it, he takes the fight again! 13-2, this is the team that got 13-0'd, by the way, and now putting up close to similar scorelines against the #1 EMEA seed. Com also gone for another attempt to end! No way in hell! How was he getting away with that? He's a force an early fight here, needed to win it out, but he's been revealed entirely. Nats though, he does win his one, he wins the second one, forces it down and wins it for his team! Here's the defuse, but again, the pull is online, and there's the damage being done. Time. They have to get onto this right now. The shot to fire, they don't know where Jorgamo is. Here it is, landing 3! But he's shut down, and Nats is detained off to the side. It is half on the diffuser, potential is there. Turret's gonna be taking contact, slowing him all the way down, and there it is. Boostio with 4. Evil Geniuses are just not losing maps.
This run is something different, something absolutely different, because they're not just beating out teams, they're not having a close Cinderella run. They are smoking people.
It's going to be a monumental effort from PRX in order for them to take down the juggernauts of Fnatic. But when you talk about PRX, Paper Thin, well, anything is possible.
No one able to really close that gap here. PRX desperate for an opportunity. Dirk is farming.
Nice!
Alpha, hold on. But the time doesn't even matter. Fnatic making it look so comfortable, and look at this synergy. It's perfect.
Nice.
Absolutely pixel perfect. Fnatic cross the line. PRX get held on 5. Boaster outdoes CGRS, and Leo Z to try and follow up, but now down to the 1v3. This is a tall task for Alpha, but he's the wonder kid for a reason. Thrown in. Oh, the shorty seals it, signs it, delivers it. Does Devi even expected the barrel surely shows? First, it doesn't matter. Dirk is so quick
Nade as
with
well.
it. Oh dear, he doesn't want the nade, he wants the rocket!
This competition, you can be friends in the hotel. Here, they're your enemies, you know?
To watch that cross, CGRS will go down. Leo gonna be able to catch the cross.
Oh my God!
Doing that. Fnatic look formidable here, making PRX look irrelevant to the outcome. This felt like a good attempt from PRX to bring a closer game in that second half, but the damage was done on that first half and on map 1.